Hey guys, Desmo here. Before saying anything, I want to show you something. This is a footage of my last boss fight, and I want you to pay attention to when I'm gonna shoot Rain of Arrows. Okay, that's the boss. So I'm just being careful not to die in the beginning, and then I see that I can attack like comfortably. And here I'm gonna shoot Rain of Arrows. Look at the damage. Boom, he's dead. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about the build that I made, the progress that I did, and I'm going to explain a bit of my experience so far about PoE2 in the early access. To begin with, I'm going to show you, I just hit Act 3. I have my gears here, I'm going to show you quickly. I'm going to do like a quick overview of what I have. This is my bow, it's not exceptional, but it's good. The important thing here is the additional arrow that's really comfortable, and the increased physical damage is pretty good because that's a lot of added damage. Unfortunately, the added lightning is quite low. The helmet is shit, the quiver is trash, the body armor is meh, the ring, the amulet, they are all very bad. The gloves, some life, some extra damage, some resistance. The boots, they are trash. I actually have boots with movement speed, but I'm starving for lightning resistance, so I'm not using the boots with movement speed for now. You see my resistances are 40, 64, and 39. I have 633 life, it's not too much, and I have 272 mana. About the skills, this is the important part, I think. While using lightning arrow with lightning rod, basically these two skills, this is the one that you are using for clearing the weak packs, like the white mobs. But even for the white mobs, it's not extremely efficient at this point. So in the next few level, I'm gonna figure out if I still want to use it like that or not. But for now, I'm using Lightning Arrow with Martial Tempo for the attack speed, and Lightning Fusion for just some extra damage. Lightning Rod with a Scattershot to shoot more arrows. I'm gonna show you actually in game, so it's gonna be more clear. So basically what you do with the Ranger is that you shoot Lightning Rod, which spread arrows on the ground, and they can interact with each other. Like there's a lightning reaction that can overlap with when you shoot another skill with a mob inside. So you shoot Lightning Rod and then you shoot Lightning Arrow, and there's lots of lightning arc that are chaining in reaction. That's the main skill that we use for the clearing, let's put it like that. Then we have when you want to escape something or to freeze something, we are using escape shot. It's really good at freezing stuff, so that's really good. We are using freezing salvo. Freezing salvo, I linked it with hourglass because basically, when you use it, it's firing 12 projectile, but once you use it, it's emptying the projectile, so you need to wait until it's up to 12 again. So the cooldown, the 10 cooldown for 40 more damage is not like something that we care about because we are not using it more than every 10 seconds anyway. And then control destruction just for more damage. We are not building crit for now, so the cannot crit doesn't matter. Then we have the barrage. The barrage, I have it here, linked with premeditation and second wind to be able to use it again if I need, but honestly I'm not using it that often. Basically, barrage, I'm not too sure with what we should use it. Since I just unlocked the Rain of Arrows, I think that could be what we use it with. So we basically activate the buff and then we fire Rain of Arrows like that. But I'm not so sure that's useful because basically Barrage consumes a Frenzy Charge to repeat an additional time. And basically Rain of Arrows does kind of the same thing. It fires 100% more arrows if it consumes a power charge. So or you use it, you consume the power charge with barrage and then you cast twice, or you cast twice as much arrows. This is pretty much the same thing with Rain of Arrow. The damage is already that high that I'm using pinned and lockdown with it to basically paralyze the enemy. It's gonna pin the enemy in place and it's not gonna be able to move for a second at all. So that's a very good layer of defense. And also I'm using inspiration because the mana cost for Rain of Arrows is actually very high. Without inspiration, if you want to check, it's 46 mana. And with inspiration, it's only 28, but 28 is already above anything else that I have. This is the next thing that I need to figure out. This is how we are going to use Barrage and if we are using it at all. For now, I'm not using it too often, and let me show you actually how it looks when you actually fight mobs. So this is the damage output with just Lightning Arrow and Lightning Rod. It's already pretty good. But if you face magic or even rare or unique enemies, this is clearly not gonna be enough. So this is where Freezing Salvo is good for clearing, like you shoot it and it's basically killing pretty much everything it hits. But for really tanky enemies, you want to use Freezing Salvo and Rain of Arrows at the same time. Here you see I'm a bit stuck, so I fired the escape freeze skill, and it frees pretty much everything. It's really convenient. With a small enemy, Rain of Arrows is not gonna deal that much damage because it's not gonna overlap so much. But if you have a boss which is going to be a bigger enemy, the arrows that we shoot, it's gonna overlap and deal a lot more damage. Also, the skill is lasting quite long. As you see, it's throwing arrow for quite some time. So this is also like the damage output is not like instant, like if you fire lightning arrow or stuff like that, you know. And see the damage here is really good. I'm maybe gonna die. I have like the chaos resistance that I have is extremely bad right now, so the poison is quite scary. But yeah, so this is pretty much the build that I have for now. I just wanted to share that with you and to share the experience that I have so far. So I'm gonna TP back to town and talk a bit more about maybe the skill tree first. So this is what I have so far. Let's speak about the ascendancy. Of course, we are Deadeye. I took for the first skill node Gathering Winds, because Tailwind, what it does, stack a buff which grants 1 increased movement speed, increased kill speed, and increased evasion per stack for 10 seconds. So if you gain Tailwind while you already have a stack, it's gonna refresh the duration. So you have speed, offense, defense in just one node. It's extremely useful. This is why I took this one first. My plan for the next node is to go as fast as possible for the additional projectile. The projectile, it feels just so good overall with the build. It's insane. So I want to have that as soon as possible. So the next point, obviously, that I'm gonna take is proximity, and probably I'm gonna take a point blank. I'm not exactly sure now, but according to what I've been experiencing so far, the way I play and so on, I think point blank is gonna be much more effective than far shot. I might change my mind, but I'm pretty confident that it's gonna be point blank. And then endless munition. And for the last node, this is still arguable because we are already having synergies with frenzy charge. And Avidity gives us 30% chance that if we would gain a frenzy charge, we would instead gain the maximum amount of frenzy charge. The thing is, what I've noticed is that when we are clearing packs, we are actually getting frenzy charge very quickly. We are getting to the maximum, which is 3 for now, very quickly. So I'm not sure Avidity is going to make a big change to the build. On the other hand, Windward giving us less damage taken per Tailwind. If we have a 10 stack, it's a lot. It's 30 less damage taken, so that's quite a lot. Obviously, we are not going to be all time at 10 stack, but I'm very confident that we are going to take like 15 less damage very often. I think this one is the one I'm gonna take next. But maybe later on, once we have better interaction with Frenzy Charge, I'm going to consider taking Avidity and Thrilling Chase to have a double effect basically of the Frenzy Charge that we are consuming. That will be very, very powerful, especially with Rain of Arrows. But for now, I like the idea of having more defense, and we need to find a way to to have to generate more frenzy charge, I think, to make that more useful. So that's for the ascendancy. Then for the skill tree, it's pretty straightforward. You take the projectile. You could consider here, instead of taking the pierce and prod damage, you could take the vile wounds and go for the damage against enemy affected by ailment. It's pretty similar. There's not a big difference, so just you can do whatever you want. It's not gonna change your life. Then we are going for some penetration and elemental damage. So we have lightning penetration here, and lightning for each type of element enemy have. So we are freezing, shocking, and even sometimes, since I have a little bit of fire damage, I also ignite enemies sometimes, but that's not so consistent. But the shocking for sure, the freezing and chilling quite often as well. So that's quite a lot of damage here. I went down there to get the movement speed and the skill effect. That's actually quite a lot of damage and a lot of quality of life, because movement speed is something that is very difficult to get in PoE2, especially early on in the game right now, since we need the resistance and it's hard to get good boots. So for now, this is extremely potent, but maybe later on we will respect that. I also got lucky to get like a decent, at least a jewel that I can use, because there is increased damage with bows. I took the cluster here for some attack damage and a bit of movement speed as well. Still good. I don't have another jewel, unfortunately, to put here, but here we have some elemental damage with attack. And my plan for the next few levels is to go down here, grab the 2 nodes here, which are quite good. This one is for ailment chance, basically, and for some very good penetration on this one. And then here we have some more penetration and chance to shock. And maybe I'm gonna go as far as this one and take this one, which is lightning damage with non-critical hits is lucky. As long as we are not crit, hit is lucky with lightning is like a really good amount of damage. This is the plan for now. Also, for the end game, I'm considering going for the full dexterity and accuracy stacking. So we have 2 nodes on that regard that looks really good. We have this one, which is 1% increased attack speed per 15 dexterity. So we would need to have quite a lot of dexterity to make this one actually useful. We have some nodes that are increasing dexterity, like this one, 5% increased dexterity. I think it's going to be quite difficult to get a really good amount of dexterity, so I'm a bit conservative on that part. But on the other hand, we have this node here, which is 1% increase attack speed per 250 accuracy, and the dexterity node, just like 5 here, dexterity on any node here, it's giving us 25 accuracy. And we can get also a very good amount of accuracy on the gears. I think on the gloves, on the helm, on the quiver, on the bow. So we can accumulate quite a lot of accuracy. There's also, if you check the tree, there's actually a few nodes that gives us accuracy, increased global accuracy, and so on. So I think accuracy stacking could be a really good option endgame to deal a lot more damage. And it's gonna also feel really good, because attack speed is something difficult to get, and having a lot of attack speed is gonna make us feel really, really fast. So this is something that I want to explore. We are still very early in the game, so this is for much later, but this is an option. And to the last part of the video, I want to talk about my experience so far in the game. That was tough. The early access. Everybody knows the issues that we had last night. The servers that were out for almost 3 hours before we were able to actually start the game. So it was supposed to start 8 o'clock at 8 o'clock in my time zone, and basically I started to play around 11. So this is a 3 hours delay. The developers, they did everything they could to fix it, but this is what it is. We are just grateful to be able to play the game, and the What matters is that the game is stable now. We had only one crash today. Beyond that, the game is really smooth. The graphics are great. But there is another aspect, and this is the shock between PoE1 and PoE2. In PoE1, the game is much faster. You are clearing the packs, you are doing stuff like so much faster, and the character progression also feels a lot more smooth, right? By Act 3, 4, you are already getting into the mechanic of your build. You are using movement skills, rushing through every zone, and it feels great, right? In PoE2, for me, it was actually very hard to acclimate myself to the new way of playing. Having played Path of Exile for over 10 years now, that was actually a real shock. I knew it was going to be like that, but still, like, between seeing the footage and so on and actually experiencing the game, it was a real shock. And I had the feeling that I wanted to give up almost, you know. And this is something that I really want to tell you. If you're experiencing the same thing that I did, some kind of sadness and not enjoying the game as you would expect to, hang on there. Because you will get through it, and it's gonna feel a lot better once you go through a certain threshold, right? Like, my build now is starting to shine a little bit more. There is things that you can do and you should do to improve your satisfaction with the build. Like, you need to use your gold. This is one of the main thing, I think, is to actually use your gold. You go to the vendor and you check the item that you can buy. There's two types of vendor. There's the one where you gamble. You buy an item and you don't know what it's gonna be. You just know the base. It's gonna be, if you buy a bow, it can be any bow in the game until your level, the one that are available. It can be any rarity. There can be 1, 2, 0 sockets. You don't know. It's just one random item. So you can do that. Definitely, it's a decent option. Especially, I think in Act 1 you can do that. That's absolutely acceptable. Or there's the other type of vendor where you know what you're buying. And this vendor, you should check it quite often, because it's not every level. I don't know exactly if it's every 2 level, every 4 level. It's something like that. It's between 2 and 4, I think. The shop is refreshed, and you should just maybe type something like rare like that and check if there is something good. Or even like with the magic items, or even a normal item, a white item. If there is 2 sockets, you can buy it and craft it yourself. If you are lucky to have an alchemy orb, it's not too common, but you can have an item with 2 sockets like that and just slam it with the alchemy. If you have essences already, you can use some essences to craft it. Like, you put a first modifier. Let's say you have boots and there is 1 socket. You use the movement speed essence. You make it magic, and then you use an augment and then a regold to get a decent item. This is what I did with this one. I got the resistance that then I upgraded to magic with 2 modifiers with the augment, and then I regold it, and I got lucky with the life, or I don't remember exactly what I got, but this is the process with the new crafting meta, right? If we can call it that way. You do that. If you are a melee or attack character, don't be afraid to use the blacksmith stone to improve the quality. Is gonna be some added damage that is not neglectable as well. Something that you have to do, if you check my tab here, I'm saving items with socket, because there's some that I'm gonna use and there's some that I'm just gonna destroy. But the thing is, if you take this one for instance, you have this tool here that allows you to destroy them and to get back the artificial shards. And basically, once you get a stack of 10, you get an artificial orb, and with that you can add a socket to your item. So this is something that you should take care of, because this is extremely useful to improve the quality overall of your build. I don't want to make the video too long, but I'm going to give you one last advice in the same theme of this one. You should loot items and sell them quite often. If you have to, two types of vendors. The ones which are giving you shards to make orbs like transmutation orb or regal orbs. That's good, but gold is actually very important as well. And if you see like this item is not gonna sell for much, but if you have rare items that are not too good, if you already have a few regal orbs, it's better to sell for gold because you can buy a very interesting item to the vendor. So loot a lot of items, don't be scared to go back to town and to get some gold and to stack gold to help you improve your build later on. This is something that is actually very important in my opinion. If you don't do that, you're gonna just progress through the game and end up with crappy gears and you're gonna feel like shit. It's not gonna work. So this is something that you have to be careful with. Alright, I'm gonna stop the video there. I will make more videos in the next few days about my experience about PoE2, giving you some advice, showing you the build progression that I have, and probably as soon as I reach map and I feel confident with this build, maybe I'm gonna make another one. I'm not sure if I want to go into the extremely end game with this build or if I want to test something else and to show you the way of building another character. I'm not sure yet, but anyway, I will keep you updated on what I'm doing and trying to help you out. So that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider liking and subscribing. Also, if you have any question or if you want to share something with us, feel free to leave a comment. And see you in my next video. Take care of yourself. Bye.